गुरु गौरांगगंधा विगिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतश्मार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतश्मार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शतशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अष्टोत्तर शतशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार अष्टोत्तर शतशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्री गोरक्षदास बाबूजी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौड़ीय गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी शिकोर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट विराट गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। जय श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टक की जाय। The commentaries of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada and all of our recent Guru Varga ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtani ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. And Shri Bhajana-rahasya ki jai. Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Okay, we'll do Mangala Charan and then start. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gauḍīya Gurvandvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yoga Gaura Sankirtanai Mayavar Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radharasa Sudhanidhim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagarnanda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinoraparang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smaragoragadadara Kelikalang Bhavagoragadadara Pakshachara Shrinugoragadadara Charukatang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvang, nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshaya, क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितराङ्ग मध्ये कृपामयि त्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना Vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Saruparaya Sangha Harsha Shesha Ghoshanam Shikshanashtakakya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshanam Prema Nama Matra Vishwa Jivanaika Sambharang Prema Dhama Devam Eva Naumi Gora Sundaram Premor Bhavita Harsheryo Dvega Mishritam Lapitam Gorachandrasya Bhagyavarbhir Prabhur Shikshashtak Shloka Jay Pore Shune Krishna Prema Bhakti Tar Bare Dine Dine. Whoever reads or hears the Lord Shikshashtak verses, that person's prem bhakti for Krishna increases day by day. Jai Śrī Caitanya Shikṣāṣṭaka Ki Jai. Hari Bol, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Shubhananta Prabhu, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Gargarajji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, and if you write a comment, I'll see your name. I'm guessing maybe Indira Mataji, or Seshwari Mataji, maybe Ganga Mataji, I don't know who's all there, but also pranams to all devotees in the future, like Shachi Devi and Jayadev Prabhu. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you're watching later on, I'd love to see it. If I see a comment, then I know that you're participating, and I always like to know who's joining in the program. So, all right. Last night there was a crazy storm in the middle of the night, and first of all, I went to sleep really late. I went to sleep like midnight, and then there's this big storm, and so the power went out, and I didn't, and then I got up at 3:30 just because I couldn't sleep. But didn't sleep that well the whole night, actually. I was getting bit by mosquitoes, and I kept on getting up at 1 and at 2, and like I just had a terrible night. So I am uh my brain's not all there. So I'm just letting you know why I'm spaced out, if I'm a bit spaced out. Um Yesterday, and just because I think Sarveshwari Mataji, you asked, right? I I got a ticket today, so I'm going back to Navadip today. My train's at 6:30 p.m. from Mathura. So yeah. All right, so um what am I doing? Okay, yeah. So first, before we begin, let's recite the Shikshashtak together. And then today we're going to be reading over the second half of the first yama of a sadhan from Bhajana-rahasya. The second half of the first chapter. So, okay. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam Vidyavadhu jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam Purnamrita swadanam Sarvatma snapanam Parang vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishamiha Janina Nuraga Trinarapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Na dhanam na janam na sundarim Kavitam va jagadesh kamaye Mama janmani janmanishware Bhavatar bhaktir ahaituki tvai Ainandatanuja kinkaram Patitang mam vishame bhavam budho Kripaya tava para pankaja Sthitadhuli sadrisham vichintaya Nayanam galarashudharaya Vadanam gadgadarudaya gira Pulakairnichitam vapukada Tava nama grahane bhavishyati Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishayitam Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahena me Ashlishavapararatang pinashtumam Adarshanan marmahatam korotuva Yatha tatha va vidadhatulam pato Mat prananatastu sa evana para. I actually don't remember which verse we left off with yesterday. Just give me a second, unless somebody knows off the top of their head. Somebody remembers. Just gonna look up where did we end yesterday. Just looking at yesterday's video. Okay. Let's see, where did we end? Okay. Oh, we ended with Cetodarpana Marjanam. Duh. That was pretty obvious. Of course. Okay. So, but so what we're doing right now, we're doing the quickest brief overview of the first chapter of Bhajana-rahasya, and and we're not even going through thoroughly Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali verses that he wrote. Like Bhajana-rahasya, we already went through this yesterday, so I don't need to repeat so much. But Bhajana-rahasya is divided um, throughout the 8 periods of the day. We looked at the chart of the structure of Bhajana-rahasya, and um, yeah, we went. Sorry, as I said, I can't think so straight right now, but we went through the first half of the chapter, mostly looking at the verses that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur compiled together. And we looked at some, and for each Sanskrit verse that he compiled together, he would write a Bengali rendition of that verse, and lots of times, or sometimes he would add in extra things. Um, or sometimes just write a whole thing that wasn't even so much related to the verse. Um, so yeah, yesterday we went through some of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali verses, but we're mostly just looking at the Sanskrit verses that compiled together. And today we're going to go through the second half, and we're going to do the same like yesterday. Because this is just giving us an overview of the first chapter, but at some point, it'd be really nice if we went through it thoroughly, because we went through Harinam Chintamani already, and as we know, this Bhajana-rahasya is he's like a supplementary book for Harinam Chintamani. In the introduction of Harinam Chintamani, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that he's that very soon I will publish the Praman Mala to substantiate every verse, every word of this Harinam Chintamani. Harinam Chintamani is written all in Bengali, and he wrote it so that it would be he wrote it all in Bengali without any Sanskrit anywhere, so that it would be accessible to all people, to even not the most, people who don't know Sanskrit, the common, it would be accessible even to the common people. But then to substantiate all of Harinam Chintamani, he said, I'm going to compile this book called the Praman Mala. And then later on, he ended up just giving it a different title. He gave the title Bhajana-rahasya. But yeah, these books really both go together. Um, okay, so, and then my Srila Gurudev wrote a commentary on Bhajana-rahasya. So at some point, yeah, we will go through Bhajana-rahasya and look at all the Bengali verses that Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote thoroughly. And we'll also go through my Srila Gurudev's commentary. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm just going to read all the translations of what we read yesterday, so that we can get the flow of all the verses in the first chapter. I worship Śrī Gaurangadev, who delivers the living entities of Kali Yuga. This is this verse. Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam Sangokupangastar Parshadam. Yagya Sankirtana Prayari Bhajami Kali Pavanam. So I worship Gaurangadev, who delivers the living entities of Kali Yuga through the congregational chanting of the Lord's holy names. He describes the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna. He performs kirtan of the two syllables Kri and Shna. His complexion is fair, and he is surrounded by his angas, upangas, astra, and parshads. So that means his angas are his associates, his like main limbs, like his right and left hand, arms, which is Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu. And then his upangas, which are servitors, meaning Srivas Pandit and other devotees. He's also accompanied by his astra, his weapon of Harinam, and his parshads. His parshads refers to his confidential companions like Sri Sarup Damodar, Sri Rai Ramananda, Sri Gadadhar Pandit, and the six Goswamis. And yes, he is endowed with the weapon Astra of Harinam, which destroys ignorance. So I worship that Gauranga, that purifier of Kali Yuga. Bhajami Kali Pavanam. So this is the same as the as the verse in the 11th canto, which hints at Mahaprabhu's, this verse and then the two verses after that, it hints at Mahaprabhu in Srimad Bhagavatam, but then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur changed the last line. And then the next verse after that is this from Shachi Shunvashtakam of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Stavavali. Nijatve Gaudiyan Jagati Parikrihya Prabhuriman, that verse. So translation is, when will Shachinandan Shri Gaur Hari appear on the path of my eyes? He accepted as his own the Gaudiya Vaishnavas in this world, who are like bees at his lotus feet. And he instructed them to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, counting a fixed number of rounds. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave this verse from Vishnu-rahasya. It says, whatever fruit can be obtained in Satya Yuga by devoutly performing austerities and so on for hundreds of years can be obtained in the age of Kali simply by chanting the names of Sri Govinda. Then text 4, the Brihad Vishnu Puran states that other kinds of atonement, other kinds of prayashchita, are not necessary for one who chants the holy name. The translation of the verses. Shri Hari's name possesses such potency to destroy sins that it can counteract. Shri Hari's name can counteract more sins than even the most sinful person is able to commit. So Harinam is more powerful at destroying sins than a sinful person is at creating them. All right, so then text 5. One second, let me just type that up. Text 5. The superiority of kirtan is described in the Vaishnav Chintamani, quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas 11-36, and also Srila Jiva Goswami's Bhakti Sandarbha, Anuched 273. So sins are destroyed with great effort by remembering Sri Vishnu. But by chanting his name, they are very easily destroyed. So by remembering, they're destroyed by great effort. By chanting, then they're easily destroyed. Kirtan is performed simply by using the lips to vibrate the names of the Supreme Lord and is far superior to smaran, to remembrance. Why is that? Because smaran is included within kirtan. Kirtan isn't included within smaran, but smaran is included within kirtan. Then Hari Bhakti Vilas 11-37 says, O best of the dynasty of Bharat, the holy name of Sri Hari is eternally present only on the lips of one who has perfectly worshipped Vasudeva for hundreds of births. And the day before yesterday, we read Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's many Bengali verses here, which gives an overview of Bhajana-rahasya. Okay, now text 7. Then Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Purva Vibhag, chapter 4, verses 15-16 states, this verse of all the stages leading to prem on the path of sadhana. So Adav Shraddha Tatha Sadhusango Bhajana Kriya Tadonatana Vritti Sat, that verse. So this verse describes the gradual development of the sadhak's devotion. Sukriti that gives rise to bhakti generates transcendental faith, paramarthik shraddha. Faith in the words of the scriptures and a desire to hear Harikatha are symptoms of this shraddha. Upon its appearance, one gets the opportunity to associate with saintly persons, sadhu sangha, and then devotional activity, bhajana kriya, begins. The clearance of all obstructions, anartha nivritti, is also initiated at this time. And thereafter, firm faith, firm nishta, arises, unwavering, unimpeded, unshakable, unmovable conviction in the Lord and fortitude and like that. That's nishta. So it also means firm faith, arises in bhajan. This is followed by taste, by ruchi, and then attachment, asakti. That attachment arises for both bhajan and the object of bhajan. When this stage of asakti ripens, it is transformed into the state of pure transcendental sentiment, bhav, and thereafter, pure love, prem, arises. This is how prem gradually manifests in the heart of the sadhak. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives detailed explanation of that. Then in the Katyayana Samhita, quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Purva Vibhag, chapter 2, verse 111, gives this verse, which says, whether I am burned by fire or remain encaged forever, I will never ever desire the association of those who are averse to Krishna. And then the next verse is from the Vishnu-rahasya, quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The next verse quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It says, it is better to live with or embrace a snake a tiger, or an alligator than to associate with those whose hearts are filled with varieties of material desires and who worship various demigods. Such heavy verses, huh? Okay, then text 10. So then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2:1-103. What was the previous verse? It was Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:2-1:11. Okay. Now this is 2:1-103. It states that Navabhas destroys all sins and liberates one from material existence. So translation is, this is a verse written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur on Namabhas. It says, O reservoir of good qualities, just faithfully perform bhajan of Sri Krishna without duplicity. He is the supreme savior among all saviors, and the most exalted of those worshipped with poetic hymns. When even a slight appearance of his name, which is like the sun, arises in the cave of one's heart, it destroys the darkness of great sins that are present there. And I think we read this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives a bunch of Bengali verses here on this Namabhas verse. And we read it yesterday, I think. Goes through the whole process of until the sadhak attains prema. And how the verses of Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka relate to that, relate to all the different stages of sadhana up to prema. Okay. And then we came to the first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, which describes the sequence of bhajan. First, the mere-like heart is cleansed by the chanting of the holy name. Okay, so Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirapanam Shreyakairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Oh, Haribo Chatamai Mataji. Okay, so let there be supreme victory for the chanting of the holy name of Shri Krishna, which cleanses the mirror of the heart and completely extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence. Shri Krishna Sankirtan diffuses the moon rays of Bhav, which cause the white lotus of good fortune for the living entities to bloom. The holy name is the life and soul of transcendental knowledge, which is herein compared to a wife. It continuously expands the ocean of transcendental bliss, enabling one to taste complete nectar at every step. And it thoroughly cleanses and cools everything, both internally and externally, including one's body, heart, self, and nature. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives these verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sankirtana hoite papa sangsara nashan chitta shuddhi sarva bhakti sadhana udgam Krishna premurgam premamrita ashvadan Krishna prapti sevam mrita samudre majan. So we know that's from the last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now, and we already read this commentary of my Guru Dev. It's pretty similar to Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's commentary. So then, text 12. The 7th verse of Sri Rupa Goswami's Krishna Namashtak describes the holy name as the embodiment of concentrated transcendental bliss and knowledge. Sudashita janartirashaye ramya chirghana sukha sarupine Nama Gokula Mahotsavayate. Nama Gokula Mahotsavayate. Krishna Purna Vapushe Namo Namah. I like that. Oh, Gokul Mahotsav. Oh, festival of Gokul. Oh, Nam. O destroyer of the numerous sufferings of those who have taken shelter of you.
O embodiment of delightful transcendental bliss! O great festival for the residents of Gokul! O all-pervading one! O Krishna Nam! Time and again I offer respects to you who are replete with these qualities. Okay, the Bengali. Ashita janer sab arti nash kori atti ramya chirghana swarupe bihari kokuler mahotsava Krishna purna rup heno nami nami prem pai aparup नाम संकीर्तने होय सर्वनर्तनाश सर्व शुभोदय कृष्णे प्रेमेर उल्लास. This last verse here is from the chapter 20 of Antilila, but then these verse 2, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote. Okay. So now, text 13. The path of Ashtanga Yoga is always full of fear. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.6.35 states, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has a whole song on this topic in the first part of Kalyana Kalpataru, which we translated. Did I show that to you before? It's a very interesting song. Anyhow, let's he has a footnote that goes on for like 5 pages, going through all the details of Ashtanga Yoga. Then at the end he says, but one may do some pranayam to keep one's health, body strong and fit for doing bhajan, but no need to perform any other activity of Ashtanga Yoga. So the path of Ashtanga Yoga is always full of fear. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.6.35 states, Yamadibir yoga pathay kamalobha hato muhu mukunda sevaya yadvat tathatma nashamyati. So the mind, oh, no worries, Vidila Siddhi. Haribol, pranams. So the mind that is disturbed by the enemies of lust, anger, greed, and so forth does not become as subdued or peaceful by practicing yam and niyama on the path of Ashtanga Yoga. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm as I mentioned, I'm a bit tired right now. But the mind that is disturbed by lust, anger, greed, and so forth does not become as subdued or peaceful by practicing yam or niyam on the paths of Ashtanga Yoga, as it does by performing service to Sri Mukunda, which brings it completely under control. যোগে শুদ্ধ করি চিত্তে একাগ্রহ করে বহুস্থলে এক কথার ব্যতিক্রম ধরে. In the next verse, text 14. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Gyan and Karma are condemned. Naishkarmyam apyachutta bhava varjitam na shobhate jnanam alam niranjanam kuta puna shashvar abhadramishvare na charpitam karma yadapyakaranam. Even pure knowledge, even gyan, which is the direct sadhan to obtain liberation, has no beauty if it is devoid of devotion to Sri Bhagavan. How then can selfless action, how then can nishkam karma, which is not offered to the Supreme Lord, and fruit of action, kamya karma, which is always inauspicious in both its practice and perfection, be beautiful? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's verse. Niranjana karmatita kabo jnana shushobhita Shuddha bhakti vinanai ho Svabhavaya bhadra karma Hoileyo nishkam dharma Krishnarpita noile shubhanoi. Okay, then Srimad Bhagavatam condemns the path of non-devotion. So what was it? The previous... I just want to get the flow here. Okay, so after Śikṣāṣṭaka, the first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, then Srila Rupa Goswami's Krishna Namashtaka describes how the holy name is the embodiment of concentrated transcendental bliss and knowledge. Then the path of Ashtanga Yoga is always full of fear. Gyan and karma are condemned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Also, Srimad Bhagavatam condemns the path of non-devotion. Right, that's what we're reading now, right? Yeah. So, Shreya Sritim Bhaktimudasyate Vibho Kleshyanti Kevala Bodhalabdaye Tesham Aso Kleshala Eva Shishyate Nanyadhyatastu La Tushavaghatinam. O Lord, devotional service unto you is the main source of all kinds of auspiciousness. Those who give up this path only to cultivate gyan will simply undergo hard work. That's all they're doing is hard, useless work. And they suffer pain and achieve difficulty. Just as the only gain of a person who beats empty husks is hard work, not rice. So working hard for nothing. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali rendition of that. Bhakti patta chari kore gyaner prayas. Miche kashta paye tar hoy sarvanash. Ati kashte tushakuti tandula na paye. Bhakti shunya gyane tata vritta dina jai. I'll read this Bhajana-rahasya. It says, Sri Brahma says, O Lord, the hard work of those who disrespect the path of all auspicious bhakti and who strive to attain nirvishesh brahmagyan, knowledge aimed at impersonal liberation, will only result in trouble. The path of bhakti is supremely straightforward. It's supremely straightforward, simple, and easily attained without any effort. Sri Bhagavan is pleased merely with a leaf or flower that is offered with a heart full of love. But someone who leaves the service of the Supreme Lord and endeavors to merge into Brahma will only obtain misery. Now, text 16. The blazing fire of material existence is extinguished by Nam Sankirtan. Srimad Bhagavatam 6:246 says. Oh, and it looks like, I'm wondering, like all these other verses, it went through all these impurities, right? There's Ashtanga Yoga, Gyan and Karma, non-devotion, the path of non-devotion. And then it comes to the blazing. So it seems like all those verses was explaining Chaito Darpana Marjanam, right? Because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur just quoted that verse right before. And now he makes it to Bhava Mahadavagni Nirapanam. So the blazing fire of material existence is extinguished by Nam Sankirtan. Srimad Bhagavatam 6:246 says, sorry, I'm moving around in weird ways. I'm just trying to stay awake. Okay. Nata param karma nibandha krintanam mumukshatam tirtha padanu kirtanat nayat puna karma susajate mano rajastamobhyam kalilam yattato nyata. For those who desire liberation from the bondage of this material existence, there is no other means than chanting the name of Sri Bhagavan, who sanctifies even the holy places by the touch of his lotus feet. This Nam Sankirtan is able to destroy the root cause of all sinful activities, because when the mind has taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, it will never again be caught by fruitive activities. By taking shelter of any atonement other than the name of Sri Bhagavan, the heart will remain affected by the modes of passion and ignorance, and sins will not be destroyed at the root. Karma bandha shukhandana moksha prapti sanghatana Krishna nam kirtane sadhoy karma chakra rajastama Purna rupe vinirgama nama bina nahi anyo pai. Okay, so the blazing fire of material existence is extinguished by Nam Sankirtan. Then we had that Srimad Bhagavatam verse. And then further, the Skanda Puran says, Sakrid ucharitam yena harir ityakshara dvayam baddha parikarastena mokshaya gamanam prati. A person who even once chants the two syllables ha and ri easily attains liberation. Jar muke ek bar nama nritya kore moksha sukha anayase paishe nare. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur added, one who chants the name just once and dances, nritya kore, then that person very easily, automatically, without even trying, he attains the happiness of liberation. Further, the Skanda Puran states, oh wait, we just read that. Sorry, text 18. Okay. The holy name is like the moonlight that causes the white lotus of all auspiciousness to blossom. The Skanda Puran Prabhas Kanda, quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas 11:234, says, okay, so now this is an explanation of Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Madhura Madhuram etan Mangala Mangalanam Sakala Nigama Valli Satvalang Chit Sarupam Sakrirapi Parigitam Shraddhaya Helayava Briguvara Naramatram Tarayet Krishna Nama. The holy name is the most auspicious of all that is auspicious, and the sweetest of all that is sweet. It is the fully ripened transcendental fruit of all the creepers of all the creepers of the Shrutis. O best of the Bhrigu dynasty, if a person even once chants the name of Sri Krishna without offense, be it with faith or indifferently, that chanting will deliver him from the bondage of material existence. Shakala Mangala Hoite Parama Mangal Chit Sarupa Sanatan Veda Valdi Fal Krishna Naam Ekabar Shraddhaya Helaya Jahar Badane She Mukta Shunishchoy. It's a sweet rendition of that. Okay. Text 19. The holy name is the life of all transcendental knowledge, Vidyavadu which is compared to a wife. This is supported by the following verse from the Garuda Purana. Yad ichasi param jnanam jnanad yat paramang padam tadadarena rajendra kuru govinda kirtanam. O best of O best of kings, if you desire to obtain the topmost knowledge and the supreme goal of that knowledge, Prem Bhakti, then chant the holy name of Sri Govinda with great respect and devotion. And then Parama Jnana Hoite Je, Parama Padapai, Govinda Kirtana She Koroho Shraddhai. Now we come to text 20. In Srimad Bhagavatam 3.5.40, the demigods speak the following. Dhaturyad asmin bhava isha jivas tapatrayena bihita tapatrayena bihita na sharma atman labante bhagavan stang tavangri chayam savidyam ata ashrayema. O Vidata, O Lord, O Paramatma, in this material world, the living entities, overwhelmed by the three miseries, cannot find any peace. Therefore, O Bhagavan, we take shelter of the shade of your lotus feet, which are full of knowledge. E sangsare tapatray abhihata jivachoy. O he Krishna nalabe mangal. Tava pada chaya vidya shubhadata anavadya. Tadashraye sarva shubha fall. Sorry. I fell asleep in the last word there. Okay. Um, I'm just going to read this. The demigods, this is my Gurudev's commentary. The demigods are praying at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So demigods are saying, "Oh Lord, the living entity is experiencing the auspicious and inauspicious fruits of lifetimes of karma. By the management of Maya, he is wandering around in the forest of material existence, overwhelmed by suffering. He is endeavoring to find relief from these threefold miseries, sometimes through knowledge and renunciation, and sometimes through knowledge of Brahma. But he is unable to find peace. By obtaining liberation, he wants to become as if inert, unable to feel anything, just as stones immersed in water cannot feel the pleasure of being in water. Transcendental peace, parashanti, is attained, O Hari, at your lotus feet. By following the path of bhakti, the living entity becomes immersed in an ocean of transcendental peace and bliss. Thus, to take shelter of your lotus feet is the only means to obtain this transcendental peace. Okay, then in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:29-49, last line, it is stated, Savidyatan Matirayaya. Knowledge is that by which one's attention is concentrated upon the Supreme Lord. Wow, that's a really cool definition. Knowledge is that by which one's attention is concentrated upon the Supreme Lord. Je Shakti Te Krishna Kore Udbhavana. Say, Kore Udbhavana. Vidyaname She Kore Avidya Khandana. Krishna Nama She Vidya Badur Jivan. Krishna Para Parma Je Koro Stiraman. Okay, text 22. Bhajana-rahasya. The chanting of the holy name expands the ocean of transcendental bliss. It is stated Anandam Budhivardhanam. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 8:320. Ekantino yasya nakanchanartam. Sorry. Okay. Ekantino yasya nakanchanartam vanchanti evai bhagavat prapanna atyadbhutam tachcharitam sumangalam kayanta ananda samudramagna. The devotees who are exclusively surrendered unto the Supreme Lord and who have no other desire than to attain Him become immersed in the ocean of transcendental bliss. They become immersed in an ocean of bliss by performing Sankirtan of His wonderful and supremely auspicious pastimes. Whoa, okay. Akinchana hoye kore ekanta kirtan, ananda samudre magna hoye shejan. So this prayer that we just read comes from Gajendra's prayers to the Supreme Lord when Gajendra is being attacked by the crocodile. The sadhak will also realize Sri Bhagavan in his heart by constantly chanting the holy name. Sri Krishna Sankirtan unlimitedly expands the jiva's inherent transcendental pleasure by following, sorry, I don't know why I said by following, I'm starting to fall asleep. Sri Krishna Sankirtan unlimitedly expands the jiva's inherent transcendental pleasure by virtue of the essential function of the Hladini Shakti. When the living entity obtains his pure spiritual form, he experiences unlimited bliss. In this condition, he is eternally situated in one of the transcendental rasas, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhuras. And he relishes complete nectar at every step by virtue of the ever-increasing freshness of his attachment to Sri Krishna. Nava Navayaman Anurag. Okay, text 23. And thank you guys. You're being very patient with me. I know I'm probably a bit annoying to hear me falling asleep when I'm reading. Okay, text 23. Nam Sankirtan enables one to taste complete nectar at every step. Therefore, the Padma Puran says, this is Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam substantiates that by this verse. Tebyo namostu bhava varidikchirna panka sai samagna smokshana vichakshana padukebhya krishneti varna yugalam shavanena yesham anandatur bhavati nirtitaroma vrindai. The devotee whose bodily hairs stand on end and whose hearts tremble whose hearts tremble with bliss upon hearing the two syllables Kri and Shna, delivering the living entities and engrossed in mundane endurance. Sorry guys. Oh my God, this must be so frustrating. Okay, let me just try one more time. The devotees, you know what? I'm gonna just put this screen away and I'm gonna walk back and forth. That way I won't fall asleep. Okay. So the devotees whose bodily hairs stand on ends and whose hearts tremble with bliss upon hearing the two syllables Krishna, deliver the living entities engrossed in material existence. Clear-sighted, intelligent persons who desire eternal auspiciousness surrender to the lotus feet of these rasik bhaktas. Krishna nama shuni roma vrinda nritya kore ananda kampana hoy jahara sharire bhava sindhu pankamagna jiver udhar vichakshana tiho nami charane to tahar. So the translation is, I offer my repeated obeisances unto the lotus feet of those persons whose bodily hairs stand on end, whose hearts tremble with bliss, and from whose eyes tears flow upon hearing the name of Sri Krishna. Such devotees, who are most fortunate and magnanimous, are expert in delivering the living entities sunk in the horrible mud of material existence. Now, text 24. Chanting the holy name completely cleanses the self. Sarvatma snapanam. Srimad Bhagavatam 12:12:48 states, Sankirtyamano Bhagavan Ananta Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam hi pungsam Pravesha Chittam Vidunotya Shesham Yathatamorko Brahm Ivativata. Bhagavan Sri Hari himself enters the heart of a devotee who describes his name, form, qualities, pastimes, and so on, or who hears his glories, and he destroys all the darkness of the sins present there. Upon entering the heart of the jiva, the Supreme Lord destroys his offenses, his impediments, his duplicity and material desires, just as the sun drives away darkness or a powerful wind scatters the clouds. This cleanses the mirror-like hearts of those who take shelter of Sri Krishna's name, and very quickly they attain their pure transcendental forms. Now here the Bengali verses Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote on that. Shrutta anubhuta jata anartha samyog Shri Krishna kirtane sab hoy to biyog Che rupa vayute mega suryatama nashe Chitte praveshiya dosha ashesha vinashe Krishna namashaya chitta darpana marjan Ati shigra labhe jeev Krishna prema dhan. So my Gurudev says, the glories of Nam Sankirtan are described in this text. Nam Prabhu enters the heart of the living entity who is performing Nam Sankirtan, destroys all his anarthas, and makes his heart soft and smooth. Not only that, Nam Sankirtan will also destroy all kinds of anarthas in a person who merely sees or hears Sankirtan, just as the sun drives away darkness or the wind drives away the clouds. The scripture states that the jiva's tendency to enjoy will be completely destroyed on the strength of their performing Nam Kirtan in the association of devotees. At the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12, 13, 23, Shri Vedavyas glorifies Nam Sankirtan. This is the very last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Nam Sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashyanam pranamo dukkha shamanas tam namami harim param. All sins are completely destroyed by the chanting of Bhagavan's names, and all kinds of miseries are relieved by complete surrender to his lotus feet, and by always bowing down to him. I offer my respectful obeisances unto that absolute truth, Shri Hari. Time is it? Okay, 1 minute till. Should I read this verse? Why not? I'll just read this verse and then we'll stop. Oh, Krishna. Okay, so the holy name is Sri Krishna himself, and the sweet embodiment of transcendental mellows, Caitanya Rasa Vigraha. In Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka Verse 8, it is stated, Narad, this is the last verse of Namashtaka. Naradvino jivana sudormi niryasa madhuri pura tam Krishna nama kamam spurame rasane rasena sada. And we know the song Narad Muni Bhajai Vina Radhika Ramana Nami. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote that song based on this verse. O life of Narad's Vina, O crest of the waves upon the transcendental ocean of nectar, O condensed form of all sweetness, O Krishna Nam, by your own sweet will, may you always appear on my tongue along with transcendental ras. Muni vina ujivana sudhormi niryas madhurite paripurna Krishna namochvas Shei nama anargala amar rasane nachun raser saha e vanche mane. So Srila Rupa Goswami prays, O life of Narad Muni's Vina, O crest of the waves of the transcendental ocean of nectar, O condensed form of all sweetness, O Krishna Nam, may you always, by your own sweet will, dance upon my tongue with all transcendental ras. This is my prayer at your lotus feet. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur will go over the second verse of Krishna Namashtaka. That was the first verse. Then he goes over the second verse. And then he goes over chanting the holy name completely cleanses the self. So it continues to explain Saratma Snapanama. And the holy name is, I'm just reading the holy name. Oh, sorry. I went backwards. Okay. Sorry, guys. Then text 27, the Vedas, the Rig Veda in particular, describe the truth of the holy name, Nam Tattva. And then the Vedas describe the truth of the holy name again. Another verse. Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't realize this is anyways, I'm actually too tired to continue on, but this is a good place to stop because, oh, and it's already 8:02. This is a good place to stop because, yeah, we just finished the verses that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave on all different scriptures which are explaining this first verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, Chaitodarpanamajanam. So we just completed that. And tomorrow not tomorrow, I'm going to be on a train tomorrow on Akadashi, but the day after tomorrow, we will continue on. And, I think the day after tomorrow is Vrindavan Das Thakur's appearance day. So then the day after that, we will continue reading this Bhajana-rahasya. We'll probably finish it in that one. So thanks for being so patient with me, everybody. All right. I'll just do a short Mahamantra. Yeah, let me play the Mridanga. That will wake me up. Okay. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai Swapashad Ji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gan Ki Jai Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Kuti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Jai Śrī Caitanya Śikṣāṣṭaka Ki Jai Jai Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Shri Bhajana-rahasya Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Ananta Kuti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Dandavat Pranams Nri Hari Prabhu Bhavatharani Mataji Sarveshwari Mataji Nitai Mukesh Ji Anadi Krishna Prabhu and on YouTube and Facebook Gargaraj Ji Dandavat Pranam Rohini Nandan Prabhu Shubhananda Prabhu Vidyalala Sadiri and whoever else is watching, maybe Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all devotees watching in the future, Shachi Devi, Jaidev Prabhu, and anybody else. Dandavat Pranams, thank you so much for sticking with me all the way till the end, even though I was probably, I'm not sure if my words were slurring or whatever. I was kind of in a dream state that whole time. But yeah, next time we will read about Vrindavan Das Thakur, and then we will we'll complete this Bhajana-rahasya chapter. And maybe a nice thing to do would to have all the topics of Bhajana-rahasya in one, so that we could, yeah, I think I'd like to do that next time, so that we can just get a very good overview of the first chapter. Yeah. All right. See you all in a couple days. Dandavat pranams. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream?
Prabhu,
Yes.
and tomorrow in Melbourne is Ekadashi. Do you have also Ekadashi tomorrow?
Yes. Apara Akadashi. Yeah.
Same day. All right.
Yeah. I'll be on the train. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a pre-recorded video today, a 30-minute pre-recorded video, but I'm not promising anything. If I do make a pre-recorded video, then yeah, at our regular time, I'll still go live on YouTube. And but we'll see how busy my day is today. All right. Oh, one thing I want to mention. So I have this program the day before Akadashi. I write something on any topic that I feel like. And so I'm going to write something today, and I'm thinking, just because it's a relevant topic, I'm going to write about AI translating devotional texts. Is it ethical? Should we do it? Should we not do it? I'm going to write the cases for using these different language models uh, and the case against it. So that will be, I'll send that out at some point today. All right. Haribo. Dandavat pranams. Oh, and you'll find the article that I'm going to write on vineofdevotion.com. That's my website. If you subscribe, then you'll get it in your inbox. All right. Haribo. Just quickly looking at the comments. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right.